Alright, I've got my 6 billboards on here and I've got the numbers on them. And also I've used the 3 blue controls down here at the bottom to move the camera around until I get it where I want it. So I've done that, and then I keep going back to run just to double check that everything looks like I want it to. All my billboards are on the screen and lined up reasonably. Okay, now I'm going to add my disk for the drop zone where you drop the object. So I'm going to pick disk. I'm going to set its color to black, and I'm going to call it drop zone. Click OK. Then I'm going to get it over here somewhere where I want it. Resize it. Oh, it looks about right. And I'm going to keep going back to run to check just to make sure it's where I want it to be. It's a little off the screen, so I'll pull it back on a little bit. And also, I'm going to come over here. Notice that this drop zone is chosen out of the menu of all the different things. And I'm going to slide down a little bit. And here's its position, these 3 variables, X, Y, and Z. X is left and right, Y is up and down, and Z is forward and back. So I'm going to change its Y to be 0.1, so it'll be just a little bit above the surface. Check this with run again. That looks pretty good. Alright, now we're going to add 2 other things that we're just going to use later in the game to reposition the camera if the person using the program accidentally moves the background. So I'm going to do another disk, and I'm going to make its color green, so it's going to be close to the background color. And I'm going to call it point camera, because that's where I'm going to point my camera, and click OK. And I'm going to just make it real small. I'm going to drag it off the side so I can see it a little better. Resize it and just make it really, really small. And then drag it right about in the very middle of my scene. So about right there. Okay. Now I've got a spot that I can point the camera at that's right in the middle of my scene. And another thing, we're going to add a second one that will be the camera position. So I'm going to come over here and go to this camera and slide down a little bit, and it will tell me the position of the camera. It's right now it's at 0, 4.09, negative 9.66. So I'm going to put another disk on at those particular positions. So put on a disk. Doesn't really matter what color it is because it's not going to be seen. And I'm going to call it camera position, camera POS, and slide down here and put it at that same position, 4.09. And I've forgotten what the camera was, so I'll go back and look again. This camera was 4.09 at negative 9.66. So I'll go back to the camera position and do negative 9.66. Hit return. Alright, so now I just have that object and I'll be able to place the camera at it. So the last thing is the word that will be the prompt. So I'm going to put on a text model over here, and I'm just going to call it prompt. And down here at the bottom, it has the value, meaning what it's going to say. So I'm going to click that and do custom text string, and I'm just going to use the word prompt for now. And I'm going to change it to black. Click OK, and just get it somewhere about where I want it to be, and maybe rotate a little bit here. this way so it faces the camera, and that'll be the word that we can use to remind the user what they're looking for.